Madonna fans and friends, and welcome to another episode of Diva News. It's Miriam here, and we have got some exciting news to talk about. Rumors have been flying in the last few days after seeing a post and many photos in the studio with a certain somebody, and this music in the background might be giving you a hint. So we're going to get into some of that as well as other latest news and our favorite sections, including Collectible Corner, fan feedback, and our rare secret photo of the week. So let's get into it and talk about this week's news. Of course, the internet and Instagram was all abuzz a few days ago when Madonna dropped some very mysterious photos and said in one sentence what we've been waiting quite a long time to hear: London Calling in the studio with Stuart. And we know which Stuart we're talking about here. That's the Stuart, Stuart Price, producer of Confessions on a Dance Floor, and of course her latest collaborator for the Celebration Tour, which, there's a lot of rumors that, they're working on the tour films, but based on the photos, it doesn't seem like it's tour film related, and that there might be some song lyrics going on here. Very exciting. A lot of fans are trying to magnify the pictures and see what it is that is written on there. You know that she likes to play with us, so it could not even be anything to do with the songs that she's working on, just to mess with us. But the exciting part about it is that we'd been wanting this for a long time. Of course, we'd known there's Max Martin, there's her collaborations with The Weeknd, Katy Perry, and all these different things she'd been working on before the tour. But we were always secretly hoping that she'd do her own album with her own unique style, harkening back to some of her greatest work, which we know Confessions to be one of those amazing albums that Madonna has done that we just go back to time and time again when we think about what we want to hear more of. And when they're working together on other projects, we're just like, maybe you guys could do some other stuff while you're in the studio anyway. So this is a very exciting news. The photos, of course, add to the excitement. But what do you guys make of all of this? Do you think it's just the tour film stuff? Do you think it's something to do with a new collaboration, maybe a one-off song or a whole album? I really hope for the latter. But let's see what happens, and let's talk about it. There's a lot of excitement. MLVC Podcast had a great episode recently talking about this news and speculations, and we can all just go wild right now and thinking of what it may turn out to be, but it's very exciting. So let's just keep our eyes open. And I told you guys last episode, new music, it's probably the next thing she's thinking about. So very exciting. And in other news, Madonna has also been making the rounds of the soccer circuit. Of course, she's dating Akeem, is it Akeem Morris? I believe the last name is, and who is a soccer player. And so she's been seen at some of the games recently. She was at one of the stadiums for the Chelsea game and cheering on Akeem and enjoying the atmosphere. We know that she's already no stranger to soccer, of course, with David when he was interested in pursuing that career before music. She was in Portugal and taking care of getting him the training he needs to get involved. And I don't know, what team? I think it was Benfica. I might be wrong about that she was supporting at that point. But now, obviously, Chelsea, considering who's a member of that. And she looks very happy, and she's enjoying the environment. So, along with what else she's doing while she's in London, as we've been talking about, the exciting part for us as fans is her work with Stuart. But she's also enjoying supporting her man and going to the games. And so that's really awesome. And would you say uh, that you are a fan of her as a soccer fan, or in the past she has supported baseball and other sports? Um, what have you enjoyed seeing her be a spectator at? We know that she played a baseball player in a league of their own, but she's mostly been a spectator when it comes to going to the actual games. And soccer being such a huge sport everywhere pretty much except for the United States where I live, we don't really have it. Uh, we have it, but it's just not that important as um, our football and our baseball and stuff. But I think that's a shame. Soccer is a great sport that brings so many people together, and of course, Guilherme, who helps me with this channel, is always telling me about the league games, so I get to learn a lot about it through him. He's an avid fan of Inter Milan. That's his team. So anyway, I'm glad Madonna's having fun with that and getting out there. And now it's time for Collectible Corner. And I thought I would share this photo, which shows some of my old scrapbooks. And I thought, once again, another great opportunity to talk about something that we used to do when we didn't have a lot of money as Madonna fans or access to internet. There was no internet to the extent that it is now. And so we had to get them clippings, we had to get that stuff from the magazines, newspapers, um, anywhere we could find stuff, honestly. If her picture was on something, we were going to cut that out. And I'll tell you, I was pretty obsessive back in those days because I can remember the teen magazines, I would find that, like, even the back issue galleries where her picture was so tiny that you could barely see it, I'd still cut it out and put it on a little taped thing. I was like, I wasn't going to let one photo of her not go by that I wouldn't have in my scrapbooks. So let's talk about scrapbooks. Do you still have some of yours? And do you remember your style and how you set it up? Did you have a chronological style, or was it random? Did you decorate to like add stickers and more of a scrapbook style, or were you very structured in how you presented it? Um, Share what you remember if you don't still have them, or if you do, tell us how they look and how you've kept them up over the years. Um, because scrapbooks really are a historical document at this point. A lot of this stuff is so old, and I have stuff from the 80s that is starting to yellow a little bit, but it's so unique and special when you think about how newspapers and magazines are just obsolete now. So being able to even have this stuff is pretty awesome. But yeah, let's talk about that and any other collectible stories you want to share. And now it's time for another episode of fan feedback, and I want to thank you all again for all of your comments and letting us know how you enjoy the videos and your personal stories. They're so wonderful. Um, and once again, I'm struggling. On top of having vision issues, I've been quite sick actually, and so it's been keeping me down a bit. But we had some great comments from the last video, despite the fact that I was not well enough to promote it as I usually do. Um, and so I really appreciate those of you that watched, despite the fact that I hadn't had a chance to promote it. And we had a couple comments. Madonna Martin mentioned the early 90s and having gone to a party. I believe it was where Drew Barrymore was there and Courtney Love. And I'm trying to remember some of the details, but it was really cool to hear about all of that time period. Um, where everyone was, going to these parties. It was the early 90s. So thank you so much for sharing that. Also, and I forgot the name a little bit, Philip, maybe, I think. I apologize because I can't read the name, but I really enjoyed the comment, which was also about having your own personal collectibles. They have a special framed, a fan gave them a framed uh, Justify My Love, like a, sounds like a quoted from the song where it says, Poor is the man whose pleasures depend on the permission of another. And they've kept that all through the years, and that is so special. It's so wonderful to have these personal collectibles. I had a lot of friends who were great artists, and they would send me artwork of her that's just absolutely stunning, that I still have. And things like that, just, it's one of a kind, unique. And especially these days, to have an actual piece versus, just something on your phone is it's so much more real and intimate. And so thank you, I think, Philip, for your comment, and Madonna Martin. Um, and I really appreciate it that these personal stories. Thank you all again for checking out this latest episode of Diva News. And it's a very exciting week with the latest news that we had to share, whether it's what we think it is or not. It's exciting to speculate and to keep our eyes open for any more posts that Madonna will be sharing with us about what she's working on. So let's hope that it's new music. And in the meantime, it's time for our secret photo of the week, which, of course, we have Bedtime Stories anniversary coming up here, 30 years, if you can believe that. Here's some fun photo shoot, um, a, a, a series of shots. Don't know exactly where we got these from, but they're pretty cool. Just outtakes from the album sessions, and I love this era. This is one of my favorites, number 4 favorite Madonna album. So I'm going to be very excited to talk about it in the upcoming anniversary video. Keep an eye out for that, as well as we're still working on so many different things. It's a little bit slow because of my sickness, but we're getting things done, and we are excited to have you with us. So make sure that you join us on Facebook and Instagram, and Madonna EFC. And of course, here, subscribe and let us know what you want to see. We want to keep bringing great content, and we appreciate you so much. Thank you again, everyone, and let's have a wonderful week. Dance and sing, get up and do your thing. Thank you for joining us here at Madonna Everybody Fan Club channel, and I hope you enjoyed our latest video. I hope that you will join us here by liking and subscribing. And also, we have social media with Facebook. We have Madonna Everybody Fan Club, over 5,000 Madonna fans to join. And we have an Instagram at Madonna EFC. So make sure you check those out, as well as a page on Facebook, Madonna Everybody Fan Club, to follow. So definitely check out those social media platforms and join us there. We have contests, we have Fan of the Month, and we have features and lots of great fans to meet. But more importantly, we'd love to hear from you. Make sure you comment on this video and let us know if there's anything you'd like us to talk about or any future video topics you'd like to see. And thank you again for joining our Madonna family. Music does make the people come together. Thanks, everyone.